And boom, there we go. Yay! All right, looks like we're a little on the yellow side. How's that for brightness? Let's see if we're live on Facebook. And oh, yes, we are. Good morning, everybody. I am Brenda Hillard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I can be found at createwithbrenda.com, right up there, and you can see all of my spread here, which I don't really like. So let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so today I have a really fun project for us. It kind of reuses one of the folds, I think. Yeah, it's the same fold that I used last Saturday at Coffee and Create, but this time I'm going to be using a couple of the new items that were added to this week's weekly deals. You guys, we're in the third week, and the products that are listed there now go from September 15th through September 22nd. So check them out. You can go to createwithbrenda.com and you will see a post for the third week of weekly deals. So today's project, I'm going to be using the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon again. And I'm going to be bringing in the Perfectly Penciled Designer Series paper. You guys, this paper is so fun. So you have your open image black and whites that you can color, you can blend, or you can just leave them black and white. Really fun. And it's a great paper to do that spotlight view. Maybe I'll show that tomorrow at my Coffee and Create with Brenda at 9 a.m. here on Facebook. So anyway, on the reverse side, you can see that there's black and whites, different patterns. Really, really pretty paper. And like I said, it's on sale this week. So go check it out, either my online store or at createwithbrenda.com. All right, let me show you our project. So here it is. Isn't it fun? And don't you love the sparkly? Ooh, that's the Glimmer Washi Tape. Comes in these 4 colors. And I'm going to show you how to do this. But then when you open it up, it says, you've put a spell on me. All right, so let's get started. First off, I have 2 pieces of the Perfectly Penciled Designer Series paper. The first one measures a 1/2 inch by 6 inches. The other measures 2 by 5 1/4. All right, for the envelope and for the card. All right, then I have a piece of pumpkin pie that measures 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. I have 2 pieces of basic white that measure 3 inches by 4 inches. And I have a piece of basic white that measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and that's our card base. A medium-sized basic white envelope. And then I have 2 scraps. I have a scrap of basic black and a scrap of our in color, the Parakeet Party Glimmer paper. Isn't it pretty? And you know what I love is that you get the shine and the feel of glitter, but no mess. Like nothing comes off or rubs off from this paper. So it's really quite dramatic when you use it on your cards. Okay, so the stamp set, or stamp sets, I should say, I'm featuring the Bewitching bundle, which is the Witch Hat Builder Punch and the Bewitching stamp set. Cute, right? Yeah. And then the sentiments are going to come from the Best Witches, and I will be using Best Witches and You've Put a Spell on Me. All right, so let's get started. This is really a pretty quick card. So let me move my things out of the way. We're going to start with one of the 3 inch by 4 inch pieces. And you guys, this mat that I'm using was a gift from a friend, but I know she found them at the dollar store. So this worked out really, really slick for this project. So what I did is I just laid it down at the 1.5 inch mark and squared it up. Okay, now you could do this too by using your, let's grab one of these and I'll show you what I mean. I liked this because it didn't stick to it. But is what you could do just as easily is to take one of your gridded placemats, work mats, and then you can just take a ruler and draw, like we'll start at this corner and we'll just draw a line, okay? Just, whoops, I drew it right. That's funny, kind of. I better take it out of here. That's what the problem is. All right. So I'm just going to draw a diagonal line like that. Okay. So if you don't have one of the mats, this is what you would do. And then you're going to just set your piece in that corner. And is what this does is it allows you to go from the corner at a straight line up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my mat, and the reason I like my mat is that the washi tape doesn't stick. The other thing I'm going to use is one of these scrapers from Pampered Chef. This thing works amazing for tear and tape and washi tape. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the edge of my, good morning. I don't know who we have on. I can't see who's on. I just see that we've got people on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the corner to this edge, to this diagonal, just like that. And here's the beauty of washi tape. If it didn't go on just as straight as you would like, you can lift up and start again. So what I'm going to do is lay this down and tear it. Okay, so I started with orange, then I'm going to go to black. And this is so shiny, as you saw on the sample card. Now I'm just going to lay this down next to my orange. Just like that. And it is okay if just a little white is peeking through. It is hard to get them on there just perfectly. So now I'm going to go to my purple. Do that same thing. Just lay it down right next to. And I'm sure that you have washi tape. This would work for any washi. And it wouldn't have to be Halloween themed. But I did do this one it's part of a demonstrator swap that I participated in this month. So I'm going to put this. I know, right? As if I didn't have enough going on. Good morning, Donna. As if I don't have enough going on with my fall retreat coming up in just a couple weeks. You got it. I signed up for demonstrator swaps, which, can you ever have enough sample cards or different ideas from people? I don't think so. So I like swaps. In fact, I know, good rainy morning. You got that right. So I'm in my craft room, just in my happy place. No, it's what I was saying is I host a monthly swap at Create with Brenda. And we usually have a little theme. This month's theme, of course, is Halloween. So I send out the invite on the 1st of the month. We close on the 10th of the month. And on the 11th, I send you the final count so that you have ample time to, whoops, I wanted purple, so that you have ample time to make your cards and get them sent out. And all of that is done via email so that people's addresses stay private for just the people who are participating in the swap. So if you'd like to join me or join the swap, just email me or go to Create with Brenda and get my email address, send me, or you can comment below and I'll private message you and get the information we need to invite you to the swap. All right, I'm going to lift up. All of my corners come up. So is what I'm going to do is just push the edge of my card down and flip it over. And is what that did was it attached all of the washi to the back. And now I'm going to do that same thing down here. Except because we have corners. Okay, this one I got lucky. But this one I do have to trim just a little bit off. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Can you see the glimmer? Ooh, so pretty. Pretty, pretty. All right, so there's a use for the glimmer tape or the washi tape, and I have another idea that I will be sharing with you sometime soon. All right, so now I'm going to move all of my non-Stampin' Up! Tools and we'll get started on our card. So I'm going to bring in my scrap of black and my scrap of Parakeet Party glimmer paper. This is an in-color pack of glimmer paper, if you're interested. I'm going to bring in my witch hat builder punch, open it up, and give it, I'm going to punch the hat out in black. All right, and we get some little complimentary black stars. So there's that. And then while I have the punch out and the glimmer paper, I want to punch the hat band. So there's that. And I also want to punch 3 of the glimmer stars. One is stuck in there. There we go. All right. So that, my friends, is the Witch Hat Builder Punch. And you can bundle the Bewitching stamp set and the punch and save 10%. So check that out. All right. Next, we're going to take our liquid adhesive and I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to, it looks as though I may be close to needing a new bottle of liquid glue, which is fine. I got my order this week and oh, I knew that was going to happen. Shoot. All right, let me grab a piece of paper towel and we'll dab that off. I'm going to set that here because I can use the excess for my stars. See, nothing ever goes totally smooth, right? Even if you're an experienced stamper, which I consider myself experienced, but not an expert. I have always had lots to learn. I don't think you ever stop learning with stamping. It's just so fun. I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I want to, in the Bewitching set, there's this cute little dangly spider. I'm going to take the spider. I'm going to lay my hat kind of where I'm going to set it down on my card with dimensionals. And I'm just going to stamp so that I get that cute little spider that looks like it's dangling off the top of the hat. And I just zoomed in a little bit so you don't have to look at my hair and you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. How about that? Thumbs up. You guys, remember to share. Remember to share my post today. That just helps me grow my audience, and that's kind of and hopefully my customer base. That's the point in all of this, besides sharing fun projects. Now I'm inking up the best witches, and I'm just going to stamp that right at a diagonal here. So while I have the ink out, I want to grab my envelope and our little dangly spider back here. And I want to put just a little spider hanging down on the flap of our envelope, okay? Because the rule, right? We all know the rule. No naked envelopes at Create with Brenda. All right, so there's that. I'm going to bring in my other 3" by 4" piece of basic white paper. And our inside sentiment is going to be, "You've put a spell on me." And again, that comes from this adorable Best Witches set. All right, inking it up, tuxedo black, stamping it right in the center of our cardstock. A little bit crooked, flip it over. That's why paper has 2 sides, right? And I kind of feel like I haven't had enough coffee this morning, you guys. But I got out my buffalo plaid coffee mug and delivering coffee as we go here. All right. So then I'm going to take my glue one more time. I'm going to put 3 little dots. All right. And on those dots, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, the putty tip end. And I'm going to pick up those glimmer stars that we punched. And I'm just going to set those right here to add a little sparkle to the inside of our card as well. Isn't that cute? I love this. But then any of you that know me know that I love Halloween treats and just creating stuff for grandkids and friends and neighbors and whatever for Halloween. All right, you saw I added some dimensionals, and now I'm just going to place my hat, putting the tip of the hat by our dangly spider, and then setting it down. So looks like this. We got that shimmer glimmer paper on the band of the hat just to add some more sparkly. And then I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to add that to the back of our piece here. Even this looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I think. All right, let's bring in our pumpkin pie that measured 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm just going to layer this up on there so that I get that 1/8 of an inch, and see how that pumpkin pie just makes this like pop. All right, so there's all of our kind of what I call our putsy done. I'm going to take this 1/2 inch by 6 inch piece of the perfectly penciled designer series paper. Remember, that's on sale this week. Weekly deals. Check it out. They're all posted at createwithbrenda.com. All right, so on the front of our envelope, I'm going to add that 1/2 inch strip just right across the bottom. And I have a little bit to trim off. Okay, so our envelope is complete. And then we're going to cut this down. I want it 2 inches by 5 1/4. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I guess I just overlooked, but 5 1/4. And bring in our card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to fold it in half, matching up my edges. give it a good crease with my bone folder. And then I'm going to fold back the front flap over to the left edge of our card. Give it a crease. All right. And stamp and seal. And maybe you want to use liquid glue on this. It gives you, gives you just a little bit longer to get it into place. But we're going to just center that on that front flap that we folded back. All right, so there's that. Oh, another thing I forgot. Wow. I guess when I put this little kit together, I wasn't totally on top of it, but it's what we need is just a piece of basic black that is going to measure 4 inches by 5 1/4. All right. So 4 inches by 5 1/4, just like you use for a mat on a regular A2 card. Okay. I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal onto the back. Nobody will ever know my crooked little sentiment was back there, unless they take my card apart. All right, I'm going to center that in there, and then I'm going to add Stamp and Seal to the back of this. And this gets centered on the inside of our card here. So now it's going to look like that. And you're like, well, what's that? So we're going to flip this over. And I'm just going to put Stamp and Seal on not quite half of this. And then we're going to settle that down. Whoops. So that it matches up the edges of our inside. So now when you open it, it looks like this. But when it's closed, you don't see that, the mat below. Fun, right? Okay, so let's do our little finishing touch here. Remember I told you we were using the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon. This too is on sale for this week with the weekly deals, so check them out. And I'm just tying a bow. And I want it to be a little bow. So to do that, I just keep pulling back on the tails of my ribbon. I'm going to bring in my ribbon scissor and just give those a snip. I'm going to add a glue dot. And then I'm going to add that right onto the band of our witch's hat. So there's our card. What do you think, guys? Do I get a thumbs up? Say yes, say yes. All right, thumbs up, share. If you're viewing later on the replay, be sure to comment, be sure to share, and have a great Friday, everybody. Check out the weekly deals. And join me tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for Coffee and Create with Brenda right here on Facebook. Have a great Friday. Until next time. Bye-bye.